Okay, so for this section, I just attached the middle bead right in the center here, and I want to finish my bracelet off. I made sure it's long enough. I am going to take, guys, and I'm going to take one of the middle pieces and the end side piece. So I'm taking 2 and 2. See how I'm separating? So now that I have a middle string and an end string on either side, I'm going to take them and I'm going to tie like I'm tying my shoe. So I crisscross the two, and I'm going to take one end and tie it through like I would a shoelace, just like that. Okay, making sure that this bead is secure in place. Now, if I only do it one time, guess what? It's going to fall right apart. So I'm going to tie this knot again, so it's like a double knot. So I'm taking, again, those 2 pieces that I had before, and I'm going to tie a second knot. And I'm going to make it nice and tight. Now I'm going to do that again for you, so I'm not going to make mine super tight yet, just to make sure everybody understands what to do and how to make a knot. If this was yours and you were done, you would pull this really, really tight. I like to recommend, you should still have a little bit of your Elmer's glue left from when you did your liquid leading. If you have it available for you, what I would do is I would open it, and once this is super tight, I would apply a little bit of the white glue on here and let it completely dry before we cut off the tails of, and these, I call these the tails because they're extra that's left over. What the white glue does by applying it to this last knot in here is it allows it to seal and make sure that this doesn't untie so you have a bracelet. Okay, so I'm going to redo this step really fast in case anybody had any questions, so let me undo. Okay, so here we are. I'll just make sure you guys understand. And if you are ready to finish that bracelet, guys, you can. So if you don't have questions, you can keep going. All right, so just a reminder, I made sure that my bracelet was long enough. Okay, and what I did, I'll move these to the side. What I did was I untaped the 2 middle ones, and that's how I add a bead to begin with. So here I go. I am going to string it, the 2 middle ones, in here, like so. Okay, this is my last bead. Okay, if it wasn't, I would continue the knots. I would tape this back down and continue the knots, but it's my final bead. So since it is the very last one, I keep this one side, and now I'm going to use one of the middle strings. On the opposite side, I have the actual side string. I'll take the other side string, so I have one of each. This is what it looks like if I kind of pull it apart. So what I want to do is I am going to tie it like I'm beginning to tie a shoe. Put one set on top of the other set and bring it through like so. Ta-da, just like that. Okay, one time is not going to be enough, because if I just have it the first time and only the one time, guess what's going to happen? It's going to fall apart and your bead's going to fall off, and then you're going to be really disappointed. So I'm going to do it one more time. So I take one set, put it over the other set, and through a second time, just like I am knotting some string, because that's exactly what we're doing. Okay, once I have this, I'm going to tie it super tight. And then on that knot, if you have your white glue, use white glue. If you do not have white glue, you don't know what happened to your Elmer's glue, and you don't have anything you could use, I'm going to ask you to put one additional knot in. So you've then knotted it 3 times. And that's only if you don't have your white glue there. Okay? So once you have it, like so, and let's say your glue is dry, then you'll be able to take your scissors and just trim off that extra string because you won't need it. Just make sure this is super tight. Okay, in order to turn in this assignment, what needs to happen is it needs to be long enough. Now I'll take points off if you don't do this. I'm gonna use this again for my other class, so I'm gonna leave my tails on. So make sure please that this is secure, your tails are cut off, and I can see what you have as far as your beads for your bracelet. You're even welcome to take it and lay it just like so. Again, this tail should be cut off. Take a picture of it, and that way you guys can then submit it. Okay? So I'm going to stop recording this part. This is part I will post in Schoology with this particular